Syed, everybody understands CXO level has a lot of stress going on in their life. What makes you excited about going to office every day?
It's all about people. How I can take and help from the people and how can I empower them to delegate the task.
What can we expect from Spire Solutions in future?
In this new world, it's not the big fish, it's the small fish. In this new world, is the fastest fish, is the slow fish. For us, building the business is fast, but in a smart way.
Do you think you are a good boss? Hello and welcome to Spire Connect powered by Spire Solutions, where innovation meets conversation. Everybody in GITEX is talking about technology, about AI, about data, about post-quantum cryptography. At the end of the day, among all these technologies, among all these channel conversations, among all these partners, there is one role which is a little under talked about, which is the role of a chief operating officer. And today we are glad to welcome Mr. Syed Quadri, Chief Operating Officer at Spire Solutions, to enlighten us with the thoughts that brighten his face every day while going to office. Welcome to our show, Syed.
Thank you, Pankaj. Thank you for having me here.
Thank you for having us over here.
Thank you.
Syed, everybody understands CXO level has a lot of stress going on in their life. CXOs have a lot of deadlines to meet, a lot of year-end worries, a lot of quarter-end worries. What makes you excited about going to office every day?
Well, Pankaj, for me, first and foremost is being a passionate individual. It's all what starts with the people. And also when I get in, what are the things are there for me, for the top priorities for the day, how I can take and help from the people and how can I help them to empower them to delegate the task, so that bandwidth I can save and I can focus on that bandwidth on important aspects of the business and day-to-day things. So that's also much more important for me, because for us as in CXO, any individual, for us to expand, we need to ensure that we leverage all the tools from the people, tools from the automation, from a system, take the best out of everything, what we can grasp from what we have options on the table.
There is a educational path which somebody can take to become an engineer, a doctor, a CA. What is your journey been to become a COO today?
I'm fortunate, Pankaj, where since my early days in my education itself, I wasn't to get into the sales role, so I saw my strength. There's an amazing company, her name is called Gallup. So back in the school days, they they came up with a forum to have a Gallup. I used that. I did my self-discovery on me. And that's the tool has helped me to understand my strength is on relationships, on a people, on a communication. So I said, let me strengthen my strength and places, So I went on that and I took all my education I completed. And there in my corporate journey, I've been fortunate to work with 4 companies and I've gone through close to about 7 acquisitions. That has led to me an amazing exposure, understanding how the corporate works and how the family businesses works. So for me, when the ownership comes in, I wear the lenses of the founders, how things needs to be executed. That has helped me to understand how the business needs to be navigated and needs to be executed.
What a great answer, actually. And now, as a founder, as you mentioned, that most founders have an extra affinity to their babies, their companies, right? And when you are hired as a CEO, it's like passing on the baton, please take care of my baby. So when you approach a company, where do you start the cleanup from?
See, I firmly believe any leader who steps into this kind of a role has to do the following 3 things, right? First and foremost is a trust. Gain the trust of your founder or your manager if you're working for a corporate company, So that's the key aspects, because end of the day, we all say business is all about people to people.
Yeah.
But people like to deal with the people who gain the trust, who have the trust to them. I do agree as well. Every individual has a different thought process, and a POV. And that's where you need to have an open communication, understanding where they want to be, what they want to be, what is the vision they need to set across, set the realistic expectations as well, which is doable, which is not doable. Again, open and effective communication. You need to deliver to them. That's number one. Second, with your experience and exposure, you need to set a strategy, a strategy of being a transparency, a strategy which I personally, in my multiple roles, have been successful of using a positive flywheel. I would highly recommend you. If you look at the Amazon's positive flywheel, amazing. Starts everything from experience, customer experience. Same thing follows to Apple. If you look at the Apple, if you get one device of an Apple, you are by default forced to get into the Apple other devices like A-Force and so on. So they coined a term called wall garden further. Same thing goes to Netflix. Same thing goes to the Uber. So as a responsible executive, you need to ensure when you're setting the strategy, there is a transparency and there is an innovation, which you're doing it now with the fast pace of the life where we are in. So we need to stay ahead of the curve, and bring the best of what we need to do and execute for that thing. And lastly, is everything for me starts and ends with the people. So we need to ensure we empower them and that effective people are accountable and exposure and excellence has been given to them for them.
One thing which is common to all the executives I've spoken to at Spire Solutions is people, trust, longer roadmap for them. Now, all this looks like the culture of the company, and whether I talk to somebody giving me coffee, somebody from marketing, from technical department, they are all using the same words, same conversations. Where is all this being driven from?
I would love to give the credit to Sanjiv on this, because since his inception, he ensured that he gave that platform. Not only he gives that platform, and he ensures that he empowers every individual in that platform. And till date, it has an open door policy. And when we were discussing on how we need to take the Spire to the next stage, I will not call 2.0, 5.0. It's a very norm now, but I would call it, what is the next we need to do? So he said that anything and everything should start first from the people.
Yes.
So we have an open door policy, and that's where I got inherited from him and taking it forward. So open door policy, every individual, no matter what role they're playing to the company, they can approach him, they can approach me. Secondly, we do a lot of monthly town halls where we are open to hear out our people's queries, and they give some suggestions and ideas, how we can navigate, how we can transform. That's first and foremost for us. Secondly, we instilled an institution for fast learn, fast fail, because that has given us an exposure, learn fast and fail fast, or fail fast or learn fast, so that the people can do all those things and can come up on this thing. Lastly, we have empowered every individual in their role for them to think and act as a managing director.
Yeah. Wow.
Because we're human, end of the day. We're not a machine.
Yes.
Where we can say, what, this is a task to do it. No, this is your business. This is your home. How you want to do it. What is been there, for us, win-win, lose-lose, we are a team.
Yes.
End of the day. That's the important aspects we build in the culture Inspire. And that's where we're very glad from last 12 months, we doubled our resources. People are very open for us to join, That's we've been fortunate, I would say, for Sanjiv for giving the platform.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I think it's a very good thought to enable the people and ensure that every person is managing their own kitchen and has all the utilities to make amazing recipes. Indeed. Cybersecurity is a complicated business. Our parents were not aware that one day their kids are going to make a career in this particular domain. Now, you as a parent have to explain what you do to your son who is 10-year-old. How do you do that?
For him, I would say, while he's building enough of his toy, what is how he's going to do it. Take an example of an Lego. So when it's been from a bottom up, it's been looks differently. When he build up, he looks at amazing. Let it be for his Spider-Mans or or his Burj
Ferrari car,
Ferrari cars,
Khalifa.
Burj
Yeah.
Khalifas on these things, no? So the finishing, that's where we need to, as a parent, as in these things, we need to enable them, be an enabler, be an educate to them, so that they can see the outcome, what it is to be there once they completed it.
Sayed, you've always been known to be a very people's person, whether you're talking about channels or partners or sales roles, or even roles where you're managing renewals and taking them from zero value to 50 crore empire in a couple of years, right? So I want to know from you, how does Spire approaches their channel?
Pankaj, for me, and I always says to a team, and we believe in orchestration. To start the task and to end the task, we need to be an orchestrator. So when we approach of any of the technology to our channel partners, we understand from them what is their vision, what they want to be achieving on this one, where are their customers. We see their Pareto principles from them. Fine, your 80% of your business coming from here. This is the area where you're not there. Then we educate to them, what? There's a cybersecurity, AI, on a cloud data components. Let us support you. Let us be your advisor, consultant, and empower them from their perspective, and upskill them, So then we ensure them, we go together to the market, to their reach out to their customer, so that they can be a trusted advisor for their customer. So we empower them in that way.
Amazing. Spire has been in the cybersecurity ecosystem for the last 17 years. You have partner relations with more than 10-year-old as well. Now, if I am a new partner who wants to engage with you guys, what are the criteria I need to adhere to become your valued partner?
Well, well, it's very close to heart, in fact, to Sanjiv as well. So I'll go back to his early days. We have been there. He ensured that his vision is always been envisaged to be close to the ecosystem, to the partners and customers and the vendors as well. And today, till date, we have not diluted our vision.
Amazing.
There are our friends in the landscape who have gone much more into the transactionals, but we stick to our vision of empowering our ecosystem, So the partners for us is on a three-side side. Let it be from a vendor side, let it be from channel partner side, let it be from an extended partner side as well. Now, one thing which we do not keep a direct head-to-head competition. That gives, again, a trust and confidence on us. Yes, there are partnership which is there from last 10 years, and we have to say no, and we said no, and that no has built a good reputation about Spire. It's been very clear message has been delivered. You know what? Spire never keeps a direct competition. They're not a transactional.
True.
That's number one. Now, when it comes to channel partners, for them, they always look out for us. This kind of a platform of Jitex and JSX and Black Hats and so on. Hey, let's wait what Spire kind to bring the best breed of the technologies.
Yeah.
For our customers, they always sees, for us, more than any industry reports, let's watch out Spire. They bring in before the hype cycles.
I agree with you.
So before it comes down, before it goes down to, like, if I put it like nice to have, must to have, good to have, this one, Spire always brings thinking for a future, beginning with the future and bringing in 5 years of advanced kind of technology, which can help my problem today, not to wait for my problem to become or explode in the future for me. That's about Spire.
I think Spire Connect, this platform, is also one of your thoughts, along with Mr. Sanjiv.
Indeed.
Like having a podcasting setup in an event like Jitex and making conversations about cybersecurity.
Definitely. And if you look at our tagline,
Yeah.
we are an enabler. When we call ourselves an enabler, we have to capitalize each and every platform of us to be an enabler to our entire ecosystem for us. That's where, we've been known as a true business enabler for them.
Syed, we have spoken about the vendors. We have spoken about the channel partners. We have spoken about the partners. In doing all this, have you lost the end customer touch?
Never. Pankaj, if you want to learn something, you always this you're going to field. That's where you can learn, and that's where you can know what's the pain of an individual has been happening for his perspective, from his role, from his organizational. And that's where being close to a customer will help me to learn, then unlearn, and then relearn what has been there, and then go back on my whiteboard and to see which kind of solutions we can bring in to the region for them. So it's all about knowing the pain and painting the pain. That's number one. Number two, as an executive, for me, is all about the business model quality checklist.
Wow.
There are 8 pointers are there. I'd love to share with you. So when we setting up the strategy, which I said to you beginning of our conversation, let it be from a positive flywheel perspective or not. So the 8 pointers on the business model quality checklist is very key for us to envisage what we want to be. First and foremost on that starts with CVP. What's your customer value proposition?
Wow.
Right. Then second is on the GTM, where you want to be the go-to market.
Yeah.
Third is on the technology and operations. Fourth, waves and trends. What has been there? The fifth, how can you be an enabler for them? To support them. So this is the way the 8 or following 8 has been key for us. And this only you can execute it if you are close to your customer.
True.
There's a learning play field. You need to learn from them, come back on your whiteboard and start relearning and unlearning for that.
Amazing. What a noble idea. And I think it is very important to keep learning, to unlearn the past and learn new things every day.
Indeed.
Your journey with Spire has been very interesting, and you are looking forward to the next pinnacle in the future. What can we expect from Spire Solutions in future?
It's all about scaling. Scaling with an innovation, with a purpose for us, building the business fast, but that's into smart. I would love to use a quote of a gentleman called Klaus Schwabman.
Okay.
He was the a founder and CEO of World Economic Forum too.
Okay.
And he says, in this new world, it's not the big fish, it's the small fish. In this new world, is the fastest fish, is the slow fish. So with that, for us, building the businesses fast, but in a smart way, and whatever thing we've been doing, keeping center is about the people, and being transparent to our ecosystem, reigniting them for a belief, purpose, and a passion individual who we are as an organization to support them and take the journey together for them. That's where we're looking for.
So when we talk of scaling, are you looking to onboard double the vendors, or are you looking to explore new regions now?
That's why for us, when we evaluate, we see who is in a head-to-head competition. No, our vision itself is not to dilute of being an enabler to our ecosystem. For sure, no. So that's why we said no to many of the vendors, and that's where our reputation has been built. Spire has been very focused in what they do. Look at today in our portfolio. Yes, we are addressing all the gaps from the local frameworks, from the global frameworks, but there is not one technology or one vendor which we had a head-to-head competition where we can say, what? We can't. No, we do not. As simple as that.
You're one vendor doing one job. That's it.
That's it.
And you focus on that vendor.
Yeah.
One common thing which I heard from all these podcast interviews that I've done in the last 3 days at this place is every vendor talks about the technology expertise of Spire Solution. What is your success mantra about this perception? Is it a perception, or do you actually have this technical expertise?
No. And that's where when we go and represent Spire, when they ask why Spire, our USP is all about our technical efficacy, our technical people. 30% of our workforce is a technical. If you see our landscape in our line of businesses, the technical expertise or technical investments, what our friends been doing is less than 2%.
Wow.
That's where they went into transaction zone, right? So for us to stick to our vision, what we envisage is to invest and reinvest on our technical things. That's where today we form the SMEs. We can do L1s and L2s, support, training center. That goes back to be an enabler. That goes back to an empower. So in a nutshell, if I have to say, Pankaj, How can we create a moat? What's our competitive advantage? This is our competitive advantage.
Nice.
That's where our partners, our vendors are confident on Spire, relying on Spire because of our people, technical people.
There is a perceived perception in the market that it is very difficult to work with people from Spire Technologies. Is it a myth or a reality?
Absolutely myth. So again, I'll take you back to our tagline, what I mentioned as an enabler. When you're an enabler, you need to empower, you need to educate what you've been doing it. And that's what we've been doing it. I'll take you back again, what of a conversation of our vision. We have not diluted our vision. I'll take you about where Sanjiv's inception of this company to envisage. We're still ensuring it, to build and follow the positive flywheel. In addition to that, Pankaj, where we need to be a conventional player, we've been playing a conventional role. Where it just has to pass through a transaction, we're doing a transaction to that. And whatever the operations happens in the transaction, we are fulfilling that need. Right? Where we need to be an enabler, we've been an enabler. If no matter if customer demands for a POC to travel to Egypt, we do not associate the cost to that. We see to the customer, how can we do a POC for that? So we traveled to Egypt, we do the POCs, come back. So absolutely it's a myth. And that's where people have a different perception and perseverance for this.
Spire invests in its technologies, you invest in your people. What is one investment you value the most?
People. For us, center of everything is on the people. And that's where we celebrate and look at the people who are with us. They are with us since 10 years, like the vendors. The people are with us from past 10 years. So close to about 20% of our workforce, again, are beyond 5 years plus, close to about 10 years. That shows our strength.
So, Syed, one personal question. Do you think you are a good boss?
Pankaj, one thing when I get into the office, when the task comes into me, as I said, beginning during our conversation as well, it's all about delegation. So I bring the task to the table and I bring to the team to the table and I tell the team, this is a time frame we have got in. Can we deliver? Yes or no? If no, how can I be an enabler for you? So that we can do it jointly together. The most important is
the we.
We. That's the thing for us. It's not I. The second most important is that we need to deliver the task, irrespective the time frame is being there or not. Why? That's why customer choose us. That's about our belief. It's all about open communication, sharing where you are coming from, what is the task has been given, why the task has been given. If you do not share with your team where you are, what you are, where we need to be together, then it will be hard. Then you'll be considered as a boss or you'll be considered as a peer. It's up to you where you want to step in.
True. So very rightly said. Right. Say they're having this conversation on this platform called Spire Connect, powered by Spire Solutions, where innovation meets conversation. Do you think the world needs more platforms like this?
Absolutely, Pankaj. Where we are in the digital era, all this information has been flowing through these similar platforms. And we being an enabler, as mentioned, we need to keep sharing what our learnings are so that if we can be a source for anybody where our learnings can be executed and implemented and can be part of their success, why not?
An amazing answer indeed, Syed, that yes, there is so much information going around and it is people like you and me who need to simplify this information so that our next generation can consume, learn and take it to the next level. And with this, we conclude our today's episode of Spire Connect powered by Spire Solutions, where innovation meets conversation. Thank you for tuning in.